Hello there. Tonight's brush is going to be my Century set in rubber with a 20 millimeter golden nib 2-band finest knot. We're going to set that over here to soak for a bit. And the soap tonight is Green Mountain soap. And this is their lime vetiver. And they describe it as triple milled shaving soap formulated to provide a creamy, sturdy, sleek lather. Essential oils of lime, bay leaf, vetiver, with a splash of black peppercorn and a bit of sweet exotic floral, produce an invigorating scent. Lime, bay leaf, vetiver, black pepper, and some floral. And that sounds about right. Let me get back to my camera. This has got a wonderful scent. The lime and the vetiver and the floral that's in this all combine really to make a really nice kind of sharp, almost sweet type scent. Almost like a semi-sweet, citrusy kind of deal, but the black pepper rolls up behind it. It smells wonderful. Now, what I did is this soap, the bottom of it was kind of concave and not quite level. And I just took a knife and tried to scrape that bottom as flat as I could. And then I stuffed the soap shavings around the container here to hopefully not lose any of it. So let's move on down and we'll give this a go. This soap was given to me as part of a piff for Christmas by Steelman off of the Shave Nook. And it's very much appreciated. Big fat piff. Now, when I begin to lather this, just all I had to do was touch this. First of all, and it began producing suds. But the scent, I got a really big fat whiff of the scent rolling off of this bowl. And it smells wonderful. Let's get some shaving stuff, some lather going. Gonna do that, and because I got space around here, I'm just gonna take my finger because I work for that lather. It's coming along for the ride. And I have a sink right here, so I'm not worried if I get lather on my hands or I get lather on my brush handle, or I'm not whining about it. I'm just rinsing my hands and going on. You do what you want to, but life's too short for me to whine about something that can be really simply and easily remedied with no problems whatsoever. Right here next to a sink full of water, or with a spout, a tap right here, no problem. There's a lot of that goes on. People get, and look, if that's you, I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just trying to tell you that there's a lot more things you can worry about. But you hear people all the time, well, I don't like short handle brushes because they get soap all over my hands. And dude, you're standing at a sink. Rinse your hand off. It ain't that hard. Or I don't like this these samples, because they spin around and I can't get them to hold down. Well, dude, it's a sample. You know, it's just a little piece of soap that somebody gave you, whether it was an artisan or a friend of yours or however it is you came about it. It's a sample, dude. Chase it around the bowl a little. It's not going to go that far. No big deal, folks. You know. There's a lot worse things to worry about in a shave. Like, you know, did I wash my face and get it good and clean before I decide to put a blade that can possibly cut my face open up to my face? You know, is my blade sharp? Lots of things. But those aren't one of them. I mean, it's easy to take care of. Just my opinion. Not trying to pick on anybody or anything like that. I just, you know, we talk about how tough we are and how we are going to shave like our grandpa. If my grandfather heard me complaining because I got soap on my hands while I was shaving, or he heard me complaining because I had a tiny little bit of soap and it was moving around in the bowl and it was he'd laugh his rear end off at me, and I'd never hear the end of it. So, okay, you know, it's going to be like Grandpa. Let's be like Grandpa. Lovely. That's a lovely lather. Lovely lather there. Fantastic. Nice and rich and thick. Smells absolutely beautiful. Good strength on the face. It actually reminds me of another soap that I've used, but I cannot think of who it is or which one it is. But there's a familiarity to the scent that it reminds me of. And tonight we're using my Chic Corona. And I have a feather blade. This blade will be on its 6th shave, and no matter how it goes tonight, this is it. This will be bent, but 6th shave for the feather. So let's see. Actually, I don't know if I'll be bending this or not. It's still quite smooth. So I just get really cautious when the blade gets around 4 or 5 shaves on it. Love the Corona. Anyway, I get kind of cautious because I know that, you know, I've had some rough shaves from blades after like the 4th shave. I love the Corona. To me, it's kind of close to, well, not close to, it's got a bit more blade gap in my opinion, just from the way it feels on my face, than like a Super Speed. It approaches, in my opinion, the blade, the feel of the blade of something like the more modern razors. Now, I've never used a DE89, but I know that I've used a V1 or V2, I believe it was V1, the Maggard razor. And that to me was much more aggressive than the vintage razors. It was right on the edge of mild and aggressive. It was like right dead in the middle. And the Krona is a lot like that. It's not quite as much, but it's like in between the modern mildly aggressive razors and I mean relative to the vintage Gillettes like the Tex and the Super Speeds and things like that. But I mean it's in between that, the modern kind of semi-mild kind of razor and a Gillette Super Speed or Tech. So it's not aggressive, but it's more than the Gillettes and less than the modern, if you understand what I'm saying, from my experience and what it feels like on my face. And I love the thing. I don't have trouble, with the Tech and the Super Speed if you're not careful. And that's a fantastic soap, wonderfully slick, a wonderful, beautiful, thick, creamy, bright white lather, just lovely. Anyway, I know a lot of times with a Tech or a Super Speed, if you don't pay good attention to like the angle that you're shaving at, I don't have that problem, but I know that it can happen because from learning to use one, I experienced that at one point. But with a Tech or Super Speed, if you don't pay attention to your angle, one of the reasons you get guys going, well, I can't feel the blade on that razor. It's got a really tiny gap and a really tiny window. The Krona doesn't have that problem. There's enough blade gap, or there's enough of something there in the design where I don't have any problems. I don't have to worry. You don't have to worry you're going to find the edge of that blade. And I tell you what, this feather is just blowing me away. It's boggling my mind. This is the 6th shave on it, and I could get another quite easily. So they're expensive, but for me, I guarantee you I'll get a 7th shave off this blade, at least. And so one blade a week, that makes it a lot less expensive relative to what I would get from a lot of other blades. The only blades that I have found, the crystals and the med preps, Those blades I can get at least 6, and I've bend them at 6 like I was planning to do with this one. They weren't really gone. I was just saying, man, 6 shaves, dude. I bet you I get a 7th shave off that blade. So, I mean, really hard to complain with the price when you get that kind of result from it. And that's been in 3 or 4 razors. I'm going to use, well, actually, that's been in 6 razors because I switched the razor out every time. That went from an R41 all the way down through Tex and Super Speeds and Lady Gillette and all the way down into this Corona. So anyway, Ice Blue Aqua Velva. I'm going to finish this shave with. Love me some Aqua Velva Ice Blue. This is even better because I loaded it up with extra menthol. Because good stuff. All right, thank you for joining me. God bless you. And I will see you next time. Later.